What's up through the waves? I don't know about you, but sometimes I really have a hard time surrendering things over to God. The past few years, I haven't really been super active on here, but I feel like I've been through a lot. One of those things is I've become a new mom, and becoming a parent is challenging in itself, along with just some other things I've experienced. And one thing I found interesting is the other day, my son, he's going to be 2, was walking down the stairs, and normally I hold his hand because he can't really fully do it on his own yet. But for some reason, he decided to start swatting my hand away. And I was like, you can't do this. Like, I need to help you. And so instead of me just taking his hand, because he kept swatting my hand away, I just kept my hands out like this for him to grab onto me for whenever he needed assistance. And that really had me thinking about our relationship with God, how he is our loving Father who just has his arms wide open for us all the time, but so many times we just swat his hand away because we think that we can do it on our own, when in reality we can't do anything on our own. I actually was just reading Philippians 4:13, which says, "For I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." Not on my own, through Christ. But sometimes I find when I'm doing these things on my own and I'm not relying on God and I'm not taking his hands that are wide open for me to grab a hold of, that's where I find myself anxious. That's where I find myself feeling doubtful. That's where I find myself feeling sad. And I just picture him waiting, just like I was sitting there waiting for my son to grab a hold of my hand when he needed me. And that's all we have to do is trust him and grab a hold of him and surrender things over to him. Philippians 4:6 says, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all that he's done." And I was thinking about the last part of that verse, and thank him for all that he's done, because sometimes we just get so caught up in our heads about what he isn't doing that we kind of lose sight of what he is doing or what he has done for us in the past. And I think he tells us to thank him for what he's done, not because he needs the praise, because he's God, he could do anything. I think it's because he wants us to remember when he showed up for us before. He wants us to remember his goodness, his love for us. And then lastly, 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you." And some days this one is hard for me to remember, because I can tell people this until I'm blue in the face. Give all your anxieties to God because he cares about you, but not be telling myself the same thing. And I just think it's so important to remember that this verse isn't for everyone else in the world. It's for you. He doesn't care just about me. He doesn't care just about your mom. He doesn't care just about your sister. He cares about you. And so I think as you're going about your day and you're having a tough time, like I do some days, surrendering things fully over to him, remember these verses. Don't worry. Instead, pray about it and thank him for all the things that he's done in your life. Remember all the good things and give him all of your worries, because he cares about you. And remember that you can do all things. He doesn't say some things. He says that you can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. For when we are weak, he gives us his strength. He is strong. So as you go about your day, remember that, and remember that God loves you so much.